Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Today we're going to talk about something that affects millions of people worldwide, often without them even knowing it, and that is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is one of the root causes of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity, fatigue, brain fog, and accelerated aging. But the good news is you can reverse it naturally. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your body isn't responding the way it should. Your energy is low, your mind feels foggy, your waistline seems to grow overnight, and no matter how hard you try, the scale refuses to budge. What you may not realize is that this isn't just aging. It's your body screaming at you, warning you that your cells have become resistant to insulin, a silent epidemic affecting millions. Insulin resistance doesn't just quietly creep in. It slowly sabotages your metabolism, your heart, and even your brain. Scientists now tell us that insulin resistance is one of the primary drivers behind type 2 diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and chronic inflammation, yet it's entirely preventable. The most shocking fact is that the solution doesn't require a miracle drug or a surgery. It's already inside your grasp. It's your lifestyle. Every bite of food you eat, every step you take, every hour of sleep you get or fail to get directly influences how your body responds to insulin. And while modern medicine often focuses on medications that mask symptoms, decades of research show that lifestyle interventions don't just manage insulin resistance, they can reverse it. Harvard Medical School, the American Diabetes Association, and multiple long-term clinical studies confirm that diet, physical activity, sleep, and stress management can improve insulin sensitivity by 50% or more in just a few months. That's not theory, that's hard science. Yet so many people overlook the most powerful tools they already hold. Let's start with movement. Muscle tissue is insulin's greatest ally. When you exercise, your muscles pull sugar out of your bloodstream without needing extra insulin. In a single 30-minute brisk walk, your muscle cells can absorb glucose with incredible efficiency. Strength training magnifies this effect, building muscle that continuously pulls sugar from the blood even while you sleep. A landmark study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that adults who engaged in regular resistance training reduced insulin resistance by nearly 35% in just 12 weeks. Imagine that. Something as simple as lifting your own body weight or walking daily can reshape your metabolic destiny. Yet so many people remain sedentary, trapped in a cycle that fuels insulin resistance without realizing it. Diet is equally critical. What you choose to eat can either feed the problem or fight it. Refined sugars and ultra-processed foods cause insulin to spike repeatedly, pushing your cells to become numb to its signal. Over time, this leads to chronic insulin resistance. Conversely, whole foods, rich in fiber, healthy fats and protein, stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and restore cellular responsiveness. Studies show that incorporating foods like leafy greens, fatty fish, beans, and nuts not only improves glucose control, but also reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by more than 50% in high-risk individuals. Every plate of food becomes either a weapon against insulin resistance or a fuel for it. The choice ultimately is yours. But lifestyle isn't only about movement and food. Sleep, something so easily neglected, has a profound impact on insulin sensitivity. Sleep deprivation disrupts hormones like cortisol and leptin, increasing blood sugar and promoting fat storage. In fact, a study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine revealed that even 1 week of restricted sleep can cause insulin resistance equivalent to gaining 20 pounds in fat mass. That's the silent power of lifestyle. Neglect it and your body suffers. Optimize it and you can reclaim control over your health. Stress, too, cannot be ignored. When your body is under constant pressure, cortisol rises and insulin resistance accelerates. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it rewires your metabolism. People with high stress levels are significantly more likely to develop insulin resistance, even if their diet and exercise are relatively healthy. Techniques like meditation, breathing exercises, and even simple mindful pauses during the day have been shown to lower cortisol, reduce blood sugar, and improve insulin sensitivity. It's not just about feeling calmer, it's about protecting your cells from turning against you. And here's the truth that often shocks people. You don't have to be perfect to see results. Small, consistent changes in lifestyle can have monumental effects. Walking after meals, swapping sugary drinks for water, adding an extra serving of vegetables, practicing mindful eating, and committing to a few resistance exercises each week, these small steps compound, dramatically improving insulin sensitivity over time. Studies consistently show that even a 5 to 10% reduction in body weight combined with modest exercise and dietary changes can reverse prediabetes and restore insulin responsiveness. That's powerful. That's hope. The science is undeniable, but what makes it truly inspiring is how immediate the benefits can be. Within days of improving your diet and movement habits, you may notice more stable energy, sharper mental clarity, and better mood. Within weeks, your blood sugar levels can normalize, your waistline may shrink, and your body begins to repair itself from the inside out. Every healthy choice signals your cells. It's safe to respond to insulin again. Your body is listening. It's waiting for you to make the decision. So, when we talk about reversing insulin resistance, the most important lesson is this. Your lifestyle is not just a component, it is the cornerstone. Medications, supplements, and interventions may help, but without consistent lifestyle changes, you're only treating the symptoms, not the cause. And the beauty of this approach is that it empowers you. You don't need to wait for a doctor's prescription to take action. Every meal, every step, every hour of sleep is an opportunity to change the trajectory of your health, to reclaim your body's natural ability to regulate blood sugar, and to prevent the devastating complications that insulin resistance silently promises. You may feel overwhelmed by the modern world with its fast food, long workdays, and constant stress. But remember, change doesn't require perfection. It requires action. Start today with one movement, one healthy meal, one night of quality sleep, and one stress-reducing practice. Then build on it. Each day compounds, each choice matters, and over time, your insulin resistance will melt away, your energy will soar, and your health will transform. Science proves it. Real people experience it every day. Your body is capable of healing, but it needs your commitment. Your lifestyle is the key. Every single decision you make matters, and now is the time to take control. Every day, millions of people eat without realizing they are feeding the very problem that's silently taking over their bodies. Insulin resistance doesn't just appear overnight, it develops over years, often fueled by what we put on our plates. The truth is shocking. The average diet in America today is loaded with ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, and empty calories. Foods that spike insulin, inflame the body, and gradually shut down the ability of cells to respond properly to insulin. You might think you're eating normally, but what your body experiences is a constant flood of sugar, overwhelming your pancreas and slowly eroding your metabolic health. Studies show that chronic consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages alone increases the risk of developing insulin resistance by nearly 50%. That's one soda a day, and your body begins to resist its own insulin. But here's the good news. Food is not only the problem, it is also the solution. Choosing the right foods can reverse insulin resistance and restore the natural rhythm of your metabolism. Fiber, for example, is a powerful weapon against insulin spikes. Soluble fiber found in oats, beans, lentils, chia seeds, and flaxseed slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. When sugar enters the blood more slowly, Insulin isn't forced to surge, and your cells stay responsive. One study published in the journal Diabetes Care found that increasing daily fiber intake by just 10 grams can reduce fasting insulin levels by over 20% in adults with insulin resistance. That means the difference between sluggish metabolism and a body that responds efficiently to its own hormones. Every spoonful of fiber becomes a shield, protecting your cells from becoming numb to insulin's signal. Protein also plays a critical role. It stabilizes blood sugar, curbs cravings, and signals your body to use energy more efficiently. Eggs, fish, lean poultry, Greek yogurt, and plant-based proteins like lentils and chickpeas provide the building blocks your body needs to repair cells and optimize glucose metabolism. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrates that high-protein breakfasts reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by nearly 40% compared to high-carbohydrate meals. Imagine that. The simple choice to eat an egg, some yogurt, or beans in the morning can drastically reduce the stress on your pancreas for the rest of the day. Every meal becomes an opportunity to either fight insulin resistance or feed it. Healthy fats are just as vital. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds reduce inflammation, which is a key driver of insulin resistance. Monounsaturated fats found in olive oil and avocados improve insulin signaling directly at the cellular level. The Journal of Nutrition reports that individuals who consume diets rich in healthy fats show significantly lower fasting insulin levels and improved insulin sensitivity. This isn't theory, it's clinical evidence. Every drizzle of olive oil, every handful of nuts, every piece of salmon is like giving your cells a reset button, telling them it's safe, respond normally again. Certain spices and natural compounds act as insulin sensitizing agents too. Cinnamon, for example, has been shown to improve glucose uptake by cells, lowering post-meal blood sugar by up to 29% in some studies. Polyphenols in berries, green tea, and dark chocolate reduce inflammation and improve insulin receptor function. Even apple cider vinegar taken before meals can blunt the blood sugar spike after eating by 20 to 30%. These aren't gimmicks. They are nature's tools, proven by science to work on a cellular level. Every small addition of these foods compounds into meaningful change over time. But the reality is brutal. Modern diets filled with refined carbohydrates, white bread, pastries, chips, and sugary cereals cause constant insulin surges. Every spike forces your pancreas to produce more insulin, gradually wearing out the cells that respond to it. Over time, insulin resistance develops silently, often without symptoms until it manifests as obesity, fatigue, or even type 2 diabetes. Studies show that people who consume diets high in refined carbs are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop insulin resistance compared to those who prioritize whole foods. That is the hidden danger in everyday meals. It's not just a number on a plate. It's the trajectory of your health silently shifting for the worse. The beauty, however, is that the reverse is equally true. By consciously choosing the right foods, you can restore insulin sensitivity. Meals built around fiber, protein, and healthy fats slow glucose absorption, reduce inflammation, and allow your cells to respond properly. Eating a colorful plate of vegetables, adding nuts or seeds, pairing carbohydrates with protein, and seasoning with cinnamon or turmeric doesn't just nourish your body. It actively rewires your metabolism. Each meal is a statement. Your body is safe, your cells can function, your health is under your control, and the results are fast, visible, and profound. People who switch from a standard Western diet to a whole foods, nutrient-rich diet often see measurable improvements in insulin sensitivity within just a few weeks. Energy increases, cravings diminish, weight stabilizes, and blood sugar levels normalize. This is not an exaggeration. It's the outcome documented in multiple clinical trials. Your body has an incredible ability to heal, but it needs the right fuel. Every bite of nutrient-rich food is like a signal to your cells. You are needed, you are important, and it's safe to respond. Even more striking, the long-term benefits are life-changing. Proper food choices not only improve insulin sensitivity, they reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, obesity, and even cognitive decline. Research from the Diabetes Prevention Program shows that lifestyle interventions, including diet and exercise, reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 58%, and for those over 60 by 71%. That means the power to change your metabolic destiny isn't in a pill, it's on your plate. So every time you sit down to eat, remember this: what you choose matters more than most people realize. Food isn't just calories, it's information, telling your body how to function, how to respond, and how to heal. Every fiber-rich bite, every protein-packed meal, every healthy fat and spice you incorporate signals your body to restore balance, to respond to insulin normally, and to reclaim the metabolic health that modern lifestyles have stolen. The truth is simple and profound. You are not powerless. You are not destined to develop diabetes, obesity, or metabolic disease. The power to restore your body's natural insulin sensitivity is literally in your hands and in your fork. With each mindful choice, each conscious meal, you are taking your body back from insulin resistance and setting yourself on a path of energy, vitality, and long-term health. The science is clear, the results are proven, and the opportunity is now. Every bite matters. Every meal is a decision, and the decision you make today can change the trajectory of your health for the rest of your life. Imagine a switch inside your body that, if flipped, could reset your metabolism, reduce insulin resistance, burn stubborn fat, and even repair damaged cells. Most people don't realize this switch exists, and it can be activated not by a drug, not by a complicated diet, but by something as simple as timing when you eat. This is the science behind intermittent fasting, a practice that has been quietly transforming the health of millions around the world. Insulin resistance doesn't happen overnight. It develops over years of constant blood sugar spikes, repeated insulin surges, and cells growing numb to the hormone that is meant to regulate glucose. Intermittent fasting interrupts this cycle. By giving your body extended periods without food, your insulin levels drop, your cells regain sensitivity, and your pancreas gets a break it desperately needs. Research from prestigious institutions like the University of Southern California and Harvard Medical School shows that intermittent fasting improves insulin sensitivity by 20 to 40% in just a few weeks. That's a staggering figure. Think about it. Without changing what you eat, simply adjusting when you eat can reverse the very metabolic dysfunction that leads to diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. In fact, insulin levels often remain elevated for hours after meals in people with insulin resistance. Each high insulin surge teaches your cells to ignore the signal, and over time, the body essentially turns down the volume on insulin. Intermittent fasting gives your cells a window of relief, a period where insulin drops naturally and cells regain their responsiveness. It's like giving your body a reboot, a metabolic reset that modern life rarely allows. The benefits go far beyond blood sugar control. During fasting, your body activates a process called autophagy, a natural cellular cleanup mechanism. This process removes damaged proteins and cellular debris, rejuvenating cells and improving organ function. Nobel Prize-winning research has confirmed that autophagy is critical for longevity, brain health, and disease prevention. This is profound. By simply pausing food intake for 12, 14, or 16 hours, you're not just controlling blood sugar. You're literally giving your cells a chance to repair themselves, reverse damage, and function optimally. Your body has evolved over millions of years to thrive on periods of fasting, yet our modern culture constantly pushes us to snack, graze, and eat at all hours, keeping insulin elevated and cells stressed. Intermittent fasting restores the rhythm your body was designed to follow. Even short fasting windows produce measurable effects. A study in cell metabolism found that participants who fasted for 16 hours a day for 2 weeks showed significant reductions in fasting glucose and insulin levels, even without changing their diet. Another study published in Obesity Reviews concluded that time-restricted eating improves insulin sensitivity, lowers inflammation, and helps reduce visceral fat, the dangerous fat that surrounds organs and drives chronic disease. Imagine achieving these results simply by adjusting when you eat, without drastic dieting or deprivation. Every hour of fasting becomes a period of healing, a chance for your body to reset itself, and a step toward reversing insulin resistance for good. But intermittent fasting is not just about physiology, it's also about empowerment. When you control your eating windows, you take back control from the habits, cravings, and societal cues that push you toward constant snacking. Hunger becomes a tool rather than a threat. Each time you choose to wait, your body signals, I can function without constant fuel. I am strong. I am resilient. Over time, people report more stable energy, clearer thinking, and a sense of control over food that medication alone cannot provide. You're not just improving insulin sensitivity, you're reclaiming mastery over your metabolism and your life. There are many ways to practice intermittent fasting, making it adaptable for every lifestyle. The simplest method is the 12-hour overnight fast, such as finishing dinner at 7 p.m. and having breakfast at 7 a.m. This alone can give your pancreas and cells a break overnight. More advanced protocols, like the 16.8 method, extend the fasting window to 16 hours with an 8-hour eating window. Scientific studies consistently show that this method reduces fasting insulin levels, lowers post-meal glucose spikes, and improves markers of metabolic health. Even a single day of longer fasting, when done safely, can trigger autophagy and improve insulin sensitivity. The beauty of intermittent fasting is that it works on a cellular level regardless of age, sex, or body composition, making it one of the most universally powerful tools against insulin resistance. Yet, there is a common misconception. Fasting is starvation. Nothing could be further from the truth. Intermittent fasting is not about depriving yourself, it's about giving your body the natural rhythm it evolved to follow. For tens of thousands of years, humans didn't eat 3 meals and snacks every few hours. Fasting periods were natural, and our bodies adapted to thrive during them. Modern eating patterns, constant meals, constant snacks, constant insulin, are what drive resistance. Intermittent fasting restores balance. It teaches your body to store energy efficiently, burn fat effectively, and allow insulin to do its job without overproduction or cell fatigue. The results are tangible and life-changing. People who integrate fasting into their routine often see reduced blood sugar, weight loss, lower waist circumference, and improved energy within weeks. Beyond the numbers, there is a sense of clarity, focus, and vitality that comes from letting the body operate as nature intended. Fasting isn't just a diet hack, it's a metabolic rehabilitation program. It empowers you to reverse the damage caused by years of constant feeding, inflammation, and stress. The science is clear, the evidence is overwhelming, and the success stories are countless. Intermittent fasting reduces insulin resistance, protects against chronic disease, and promotes longevity. But perhaps the most important lesson is this: your body has the power to heal itself. The tools are not hidden in a lab or a pharmacy. They are in your daily routine, in the way you choose to time your meals. Each fasting window is a gift to your body, a period where insulin drops, cells repair, and metabolic health is restored. So if you want to fight insulin resistance, if you want to reclaim energy, vitality, and control over your health, start with intermittent fasting. Start small. Start with one overnight fast. Gradually extend it. Notice the difference. Feel the reset. Your pancreas will thank you. Your cells will thank you. Your future self will thank you. The power to reverse insulin resistance isn't in a pill, a gimmick, or a magic solution. It's in the way you give your body the space to heal. Intermittent fasting is not just a habit, it's a lifeline. And the moment you begin, your body begins to transform.